Moon Babes Monday Night Live Part 2. This is the part where we talk about the current energy. So, thank you guys for joining me again. In this Part 2, we are going to talk about what is happening in this phase that we're in energetically for this week. So, we just had... I'll wait for a couple of you. I know that a few of you were planning on coming back on. So I'll wait for you to come back on. Join us. So good to see all of you guys. I love that you're joining me on the Moon Babes Monday Night Live. So we're talking about the energy in between the solar eclipse we just had and the lunar eclipse that we are having coming up on the 27th. So this solar eclipse that we just had last week, okay, the new moon solar eclipse, solar eclipses are very transformational. It's a time of death and rebirth. Every time there's a solar eclipse, it's like the sun represents our ego. So when there's an eclipse, it's like our ego is briefly out of the way, okay? And so the downloads can come in super quickly and things can just get planted into our subconscious. So usually, all the time, actually, astrologically speaking, a solar eclipse always comes in two, meaning an eclipse always comes in two sets. There's a solar eclipse and then there's a lunar eclipse. So on the 27th, we're going to have a full lunar eclipse, and it's going to be in Aquarius. Now, the moon represents our subconscious, our connection to our divine feminine, which is our creator power. And when I say divine feminine, that includes everyone. It's male and female. We all have divine feminine and divine masculine within us. So our divine feminine represents our power of creation, okay? So, what's happening in between eclipses is that during the solar eclipse in Cancer, which is very family oriented, okay, we had some seeds that were planted in us. So we're kind of feeling like there's something new that's going on. It's like we may not be exactly sure what's happening, but we can feel that something is changing, something is shifting. It's like something was planted, like a little program in our subconscious, and we're not sure entirely what it is right now. We may be in limbo, or we may be feeling like, you know what? Like, that changed. You know what? I was trying to get rid of this situation and now it's gone. Or, I was wondering what to do about that and now I get it. Now I feel like this is the answer. That's what happens during a solar eclipse. It's like, boom, you get the download, okay? So, what is happening and I'll get to your guys' questions in just a minute. So I'm gonna just explain this so that you all know. So in a lunar eclipse phase, this is where we're gonna start to understand more, because it's almost like the blossoming is starting to happen from our subconscious. It's like we are really going to get everything is coming up to the surface, because a lunar eclipse happens when the moon is full. What happens when the moon is full? You guys always hear me say this. This is my analogy, and it is my own, so it is what it is, but it's like the moon is like this giant magnet of our feelings and our subconscious. So when the moon is full, it's like our feelings just go up to the surface, to the magnet. They get pulled up. The moon does that. So when it's full, everything rises up to the surface. That's why people go crazy. That's why our feelings are out of control. That's why the wolves howl, right? That's why all the stories. That's why the tides of the ocean rise on a full moon, because everything comes to the surface. So whatever was planted on the 27th, you're going to get more clarity because it's going to come up to the surface. So be aware of that. Okay, I'm glad that I'm getting the funny face emojis. Okay, let me see. What are you guys asking me? I just did something. I'm a Cancer male, but gotta love your feminine side. Yes, so every one of us has male and female, right? We all have, and if you're Cancer is ruled by the moon, so you're very much more in tune with your emotions than probably most males are. So, which is wonderful. And then you guys know we all have, I need to put up a course on this because I know that you guys, we've been kind of chatting about it. If you follow me and if you're in my stories, I know I've been talking about this, and this one is also coming. There's just so many things that I want to share with you guys, but we're going to talk about all of our astrology signs. Do you guys know that you have 3 signs astrologically? You have your sun sign, which is the one that we all know about, okay? And then we have a rising sun sign, and that's where the sun was rising on the day that you were born. So you have to know your time of birth in order to find that out. And then you have a moon sign, which is where the moon was at the time that you were born. Now, your sun sign represents your ego, your personality, okay? And when I say ego, it's not necessarily negative. It's just our personality. This is how we, this is kind of how we come across, right? Then our rising sun is it's how people see us in the world, how we come across. It's kind of like our alter ego, put it that way. And then our moon sign is our emotions and our feelings. And so, what is the Libra male sign like currently? Libra, so in Libra, so if you're a Libra, you're always looking for balance. Balance is very important to you. You guys would love to know more into that. I know, I need to put a course together so that we can all kind of look at that, because there's a way of simplifying it. So amongst all my million certifications that I have, you guys, I am not an astrologer, but I love this stuff. I'm super passionate about it. And so because I don't talk all of the fancy talks, I think it's just intuitive, and I've studied it and understood it long enough to where I can kind of break it down. So I think I'm going to do like an intuitive kind of course. So, but that way we can find out. So for me, it wasn't until I found out and I connected to my moon sign that I made sense out of so much of how I felt and how I felt that people perceive me, because my sun sign is a Virgo, and Virgos are very practical, but my moon sign is Sagittarius, and Sagittarius are very much dreamy and freedom based. And so you can see how those two are like totally different. But at the same time, this is exactly what I do, right? I bridge kind of 2 worlds. And so I bring the creative freedom and all the spiritual, ethereal stuff, but I make it practical. And that's the Virgo side of me. So you're like, oh, that's why I do what I do. So it's really fun to find out. Okay. Regarding your course starting on the 25th, will it repeat on that day of the week? And do you know what time the classes will be taking place roughly? Okay, so the classes will be in the evenings, and we're going to do them live, and they're going to be on Zoom. And what we're going to do is, once we have everybody in, there will be a private and secret Facebook group, and then we're going to work on the days of the week. I'm going to give you guys a couple of options in terms of the days of the weeks to do the live sessions on, because I want to make sure that the majority of the people are going to be able to be on live so that you can ask the questions. But if you are not able to tune in live to ask the questions, they will be recorded, and you can actually email me your questions that you have for that week, and I will answer them live. So then you'll get to be able to access those videos, and then you'll have access to all the content, all my slides, all my informations, and all the videos for life. So it's a good deal to do it this time, because every time I launch a course, I always do it. There's always some kind of promotion. There's bonus material with it, and the pricing is amazing right now. And then the next time when I will run it again, which will be after the 7-day chakra detox, so it'll be in about a month and a half, I'll do it again, but it will be at the regular price. So yeah, it's definitely a great one to get in. And she's talking about, you guys, she's talking about the sacred soul chakra journey, or the sacred chakras journey. And it's a journey to unleash your intuition and connect to your sacred self. It's really, really amazing. And mostly it's just very since we're talking about astrology, it's very timely. It starts on the day that Mercury goes retrograde, which will be the 5th planet this summer to go retrograde. Okay. So it is going to be imperative and so important that we tune into ourselves. And then 2 days after we have our course, everybody that is registered in the course will also have access to my full moon meditation for free that I'm doing online. I should add that, but yes, you will have access to that for free as well, where we are going to connect and tune in and figure out what's happening with the downloads from the lunar eclipse, and we're going to make ourselves vibrationally in tune with that energy. Therefore, we don't feel all of the ascension symptoms in like a negative way. We always want to vibrationally match the highest frequencies so that we don't feel the side effects. Basically, that's what we do during these full moon meditations. Okay, let's see. What other questions do you have? What about Capricorns? Anything about Capricorns? What do you guys want to? You're just asking me about the signs? Capricorns are the go-getters. Right now, actually, Capricorns, you are part of this new axis of eclipses that just started, which is going to be where the eclipses are. And it's the axis of Cancer, Capricorn. So on that axis, astrologically, is where all the eclipses are going to happen from now till 2020. So this is a particular time of heightened awareness for you. So I'm glad you asked. See? Your sun sign is Sagittarius. So you are an absolute freedom seeker and you like to think outside the box, right? Your boyfriend is a Virgo. Virgo boyfriend is good. Virgo boyfriend means he's very practical as a male, right? And then it also depends on, of course, his other signs. And Virgos are also very service oriented. So, I mean, I like to think it's a good sign because it's my sign, but hey. What is my moon sign, Capricorn? So when your moon sign is something, so if you know your moon sign and your moon sign is Capricorn, it means that emotionally you feel that way. Emotionally, you are very much in touch with, like you're a go-getter. Capricorns are the goats that hike up the mountains, right? So they go and they go and they go and they go until they reach the top. And so emotionally, you know, that tunes into like how you are, whether you're aware of it or not. And so it kind of talks about, you know, it links to the relationships and your feelings. Rising Capricorn and moon in Aquarius. You guys are like, you did hear that I said I do this intuitively. So, you know, it's not rising Capricorn and moon in Aries. So you are very strong-minded. That's what that tells me, because rising Capricorn again is very much goal-oriented and go-getter. And Aries are the people that conquer the world, right? So if you're an Aries, you have that kind of stubborn ability to actually get your dreams. And I say that like stubborn in like a good way, right? Because we can always use that. Wow, lots of Capricorns. Capricorns are joining us. You guys are being affected by this energy a lot. You are in the axis. Okay, what do you know about the collective consciousness? I love these questions, you guys. Okay, the collective consciousness. So let me take a sip of water with that. So we are all mentally connected. My phone is turning. Okay, so we are all connected. Our conscious is connected. So you know how sometimes you feel like, for example, this is a good example, like you're having like a day where you feel like, I don't know what's going on, but I just feel like today is an off day. You have no basis for saying that. You just wake up and you feel like, today kind of feels like a weird day. Like it's just, you know, and you kind of like try and figure out what it is, but really collectively there's just a lot of things that happen because we are all connected and we're all having the same kind of vibe. We experience this frequency that's connected. It's almost like we're all telepathic, but we just don't know how to use that ability. And so we're all connected. So if there's a lot of, you know, a lot more people that are having like a bad day, a lot more people that are going through a lot of like hard emotional times. As a collective consciousness, we all feel it. So we all feel like it's a harder day. And so if you're a light worker, what you do when you feel those days, right? If you feel drawn to being a light worker, and if you want to be on the, you know, on the helping side, for example, is instead of letting yourself being drawn in by that feeling, what you say is, okay, it feels like everybody in the world is having a hard day. Right? Because you kind of feel this sense of like, I don't know why, I just feel heavy. So then what you do is you put out light. You send out light, you send out love, you imagine the world, you imagine all the people that you know, and all the people in your city, and all the people in your state, all the people in your country, all the people in the world, however far you can reach, and you send light, because we're all connected. And so it makes a difference. When we all do these meditations and we all send light to the world, for example, which I try and do as much as possible every time we do a meditation, is we always include the entire world. And in that, it's the collective consciousness, because we're all linked together. And so we want to raise that. That's what we want to do. That's our job. We want to illuminate, elevate, raise the vibe of the connected collective consciousness. So I hope that answered your question. What sign does Mercury go retrograde in on the 25th? You know what? I haven't looked at that, and that's a good point. And I will probably, if you follow my, honestly, it's because I was looking at all the other planets, because we have 5 retrograde, and it all kind of got crossed in my mind. But it is going to be good to know, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to research it, and then I'll write an article on my Instagram about it, and you can read it on Instagram, or you can read it on Facebook. So I always write about these things so that we know. And okay, I've been told I'm an earth angel, but at the same time I can see 6 months to a year's time, as in see ahead, but I'm trying to see about myself and I can't. Okay, so sometimes we have, that comes to your belief system, okay? So if you're an earth angel, you are here. Obviously, you have an ability to help others that is beyond what most people are able to do. And you just have a calling, you have a particular calling. Now, sometimes what happens is, you know, as an earth angel, as a light worker, as a healer, when you are in the realm of people that are here, particularly in the service of the light, you have some kind of built-in program, I want to say, regulator, belief system that allows you to do things for others, but not necessarily for yourself. Okay, now the good news is you can work on that, and you can change it, and you can switch it. What happens is you have to be able to, this is where meditation comes in super handy, because you have to be able to take your own, when it comes to ourselves, we have a different way of discernment and of judgment. We have a different filter. And so you're going to have to think of yourself as a person that you're helping instead of your own self, because you're going to receive information that you need to not filter through your belief system that is holding you back, if that makes sense. So it's basically a rewiring of your belief system and what you're capable of doing. So you're a Scorpio, you're super passionate and super deep. I love that you guys are telling me all these things. You're a Libra's moon. I love that you guys know your signs. Libra's moon mean that emotionally things have to be very balanced. All right, I'm trying to scroll through everything. I don't know if I miss anyone. You can type your comment again. So in any case, we're basically going through a summer where the energy is going to keep going. You know how we feel like, oh my gosh, they're so intense, and it's so intense, and when is it gonna lay down? I feel like that's the $1 million question that everybody asks me. When is the energy gonna calm down? When is it gonna let down? And it's like, it's not. We just have to learn to work with it. We have to learn to rise above it. We have to be on top of it and feel good in it instead of being in the undercurrent. That's really the trick. All right. You're welcome for answering your question. I'm glad I can help. You know, it's just, I have been through this road and I've had to figure out a lot of things, you guys. My awakening was in 2008. So it's been a long road. And I know that there's a lot of people that are waking up right now, and you guys are discovering your gifts, you're discovering your abilities, and you're discovering all these other unseen things, and it's like, what the hell's going on? And you're learning, and it's a period of adjustment. So it's nice to be able to help, because now it's a lot harder than it was during my days, even though it was just like 10 years ago. It was a lot easier back then, I feel like, even though we didn't have as many resources. It just wasn't as fast. And everybody that's kind of awakening to their new abilities and their newfound ability to be in tune, to heal, to know, and all of these gifts, it's like, it's happening really fast. So yeah, that's quite a year to awaken. 2008, Anna. Yeah, that was quite the year. That really was. It was amazing, you know, but everything happens for a reason. So It's been a journey. But that's the year 2008, you guys, is the year that I discovered that I could see energy and I could see auras. So it was really cool because then all of a sudden I could see, oh, you're a good guy or you're not a good guy. So it was actually, I'm thankful that things went the way that they went. So yeah. All right, loves. I hope that this was helpful. Hi, how are you? I am doing amazing. I'm super happy about all the things that, are coming up that we're able to talk about. I'm happy about being able to share my experiences with you guys and the journey that I have gone through, whether it was crazy or not. It's been an amazing journey, and I've learned so much. I've studied many things, and my background is both in business stuff and spiritual stuff, right? So last astrology question. Okay, last astrology question. So Maria, is that you? I can't remember your handle. Is that Live Love 13? I can't remember if that's you. If that is you, let me know and then I'll bring you on. What does a Leo moon mean? And do I ever run through Kriyas? Yes, Maria, is that you? Did you mean to request to go live? If that's you, I'll bring you live. Request it again. I never know. So, okay, what does a Leo moon mean? If you're a Leo moon, so Leo signs are very fiery, very passionate, very much you need to be the center of attention. A Leo needs to be, the lion, the king of the jungle. And so you can, emotionally speaking, you're going to be somebody that is emotionally needing more attention, and that is very much in charge emotionally, I want to say. And then of course, there's many other planets and there's many other things so that come into play, but that's the short version of it. Do I ever run through Kriyas? Yes, I do. I have a lot of meditations on my website that are for downloads, that are full Kriyas that I do based on different feelings or different moon cycles. There's one that I've noticed that a lot of people are downloading right now that is one for Mercury retrograde. I feel like you guys are like feeling it already coming. So you can go to moonbabetribe.com and it's under meditation and ceremonies. And the majority of them are like $5 or something, but I have Kriyas, but they're more into like a ceremony setting. So they're for a particular reason. I don't have Kriyas that I go through that are like on YouTube, for example, but that's definitely something that I do for myself all the time. And then I do record a lot of them for you guys as well. And in all my courses, by the way, you will always have meditations. In any of my courses, there will always be particular Kriyas. Like, for example, in the 7-day chakra detox, it's a Kriya for detoxing, and it's a Kundalini one, and it's amazing. So, all right, you guys are coming up with more questions. I'm a Gemini. My moon sign is a Scorpio. So surprised to learn that. Yeah, it's different. When you start looking into what that means, you're like, oh, wow, that makes you like with Gemini, right? You see things both ways. And with your moon sign being a Scorpio, you're very deep. You're very emotional. And there's a lot of really deep, passionate stuff emotionally that you feel strongly about. So liver cleanse today with Breath of Fire. Breath of Fire is my favorite. You're speaking my language, baby. What does Libra Sun and Scorpio Moon mean? So Libra Sun means that you like things to be balanced. So in everyday life, you need things to be balanced, but Scorpio Moon means that emotionally, that's so important to you because you feel very deeply. So Scorpio it's like the deepest sign, very passionate. Scorpios are generally amazing lovers too. I know that we had some other Scorpios. So you're very deep, you're very passionate, and you're very outgoing that way. And when it comes to your emotion, you're very passionate. So you're welcome, guys. Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Moon. It's like, I feel like you guys are testing my knowledge. I like it. Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Moon. Any words of wisdom for me? Okay, Aquarius Sun, Scorpio Moon. Wow, so many Scorpio Moons. So Aquarius Sun means that you're kind of like an unpredictable, right? Aquariuses, I feel like, are very connected. You're very in tune, but also very unpredictable. And then you said Scorpio moon. So in your feelings are very passionate and you run deep. So you guys that have these signs that are deep, oh, and Scorpio also, for all you Scorpio is fire. So you're just very strong, very passionate. It's kind of like you can get lit up like wildfire and it can go deep. So it's just knowing that you can use that for the good. I mean, do you know how many people search for passion these days because they feel not passionate and not lit up about things? So you guys have an ability to spark that is magic. So, all right. You're welcome, guys. How about Pisces? So Pisces is like, when you're in Pisces, you're kind of like, you're swimming, you are balancing. So Pisces is a very, very much of like, you feel for the group, I want to say. You are one of the more in tune signs as far as my experience is, and you're very connected to the group. It's like you need friends, you need to be around people, you need social, you're very active, you're a very actively going person. So all right, loves, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you hanging out with me, testing my knowledge. Always double check me on the astrology if you feel like it. If you feel like it didn't resonate, again, astrology is my passion. I do it intuitively. All the other healing things, those are things I studied. So I can tell you all about the chakras. I can tell you all about the energy. I can tell you all about the cosmos. And all the other things that are in my courses. I will teach you meditations, how to work with your energy, how to stay in the flow, in manifesting mode, and in a position where you're attracting the life and the feelings and the love and the health and the money and all those things that you want. So love to you guys. Again, go to moonbabetribe.com and find the next course that you want to join me on, and then we'll go through that journey together. Mwah! So much love. Have a great night. Maybe.